Hello fellow leggers, thank you for joining us once again for another theatre trip where we are in central London at the Charing Cross Theatre.
And we are seeing a musical which has been on my radar for a while but we've not seen before, Stiles and Drewe's Soho Cinders.
So as usual fellow leggers, stick around to hear all of our thoughts.
Find out how many stars,
Whether it's break a leg
or leg it. That we've been looking forward to this for a while because we've got our friends Phil and Michael, that saw the original production of this, which was at the Soho Theatre in 2012, and they haven't shut up about it since.
Oh really?
Yeah, so I don't want to get people too hyped up about it.
Not unlike with expectations.
I know, but it has come highly recommended. So hi Michael and Phil. Now it's music and lyrics by Stiles and Drewe. They're the composers of Three Little Pigs, Honk, Betty Blue Eyes, and they also did the additional music for Disney's Mary Poppins, which has just come back into London at the Prince Edward Theatre.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe.
And Half a Sixpence
Comment
as
below.
well.
The
Cameron Mackintosh production of that. They did additional songs for that. The book is by Anthony Drewe and Elliot Davis. Now the show bills itself as a naughty musical update of the classic Cinderella story, as impoverished Robbie becomes romantically involved with an engaged London Mayoral candidate, and politics, sex scandals and true love collide.
It sounds good, doesn't it?
Sounds
promising.
Good. And it's got a great cast. It's got the lovely Luke Bayer, who we last saw in
Fiver,
absolutely.
At the Southwark Playhouse.
He's playing Robbie, and he's going to be playing alongside 6 alumni, Millie, who was fantastic in the original London cast of 6 of that show, playing Anne Boleyn.
Brilliant.
She's that Boleyn girl.
What's some great ingredients?
2 hours, 30 minutes, including an interval. So stick around for a 30-second interval breakdown.
And as usual, to the end to hear our thoughts and find out how many stars. It's the interval, which means it's time for the Break-a-Leggers 30-second interval breakdown. Go. What do you think so far? There's some things I really like I really like the music. I actually think the score and the lyrics are really good. They've written some pumping tunes. However, in terms of this production, there's some creativity and the lack of vision and something quite pedestrian about it. How about you?
I like the small man that's grown out of your shoulder. But other than that, yeah, I would agree with you. There's something about, I mean, they're all very capable and the music's are a bop. But yeah, there's something just not quite gelling it all together for me. I'm interested.
Well, fellow leggers, were we invited to the ball and did we have a good time?
Well, we were invited to the ball, but did we have a ball is probably the more pertinent question.
This is why I don't bother with it. This is why you need to come up with these links.
You need to leave the punnage to me. You know your strengths and I know mine.
All of the ball links I come up with. Who's that? Oh, cast member.
Yeah, cast member.
It's nice of them to pop by.
It is.
Okay, so they are out quick. How did we enjoy this? You go first. I mean, you have a ball.
I've got to say, I think the piece is great. I think the thought behind making it modern, you know, taking the Cinderella story, putting it in an LGBT world where things like gender and identity have never been so fluid and so questionable, and in a lot of cases confusing. And I think it tackles a lot of those issues in the 2010s. It feels very now.
2010s, yes, definitely.
And also, I loved the music. I thought it was witty.
The music is the strength.
Yeah, it's a great score.
Stiles and Drewe, I kind of thought they were okay, but actually they're really good. Every song, I was almost looking forward to the next song.
Yes.
We'll come on to why in terms of production, I guess, soon, but I think the definite strength here is the music.
Is the score.
And the story is good as well.
I can completely understand anyone hearing this score and wanting to put on a production of it, wanting to give a cast, a great capable cast like this one is, those songs to sing. Now, just because you want to doesn't always mean that you should.
Okay, well, so
let's move on.
So we're agreed that the piece is good. I did like the piece.
Is good. The score and the lyrics are so witty. The songs are fun, and so many of the songs I would be like, why haven't I heard this before?
Yes. Now, is there a cast recording?
There is. Well, there's a studio recording, I think.
Okay, because
there is a recording of the songs.
I would recommend people go out and listen to it. I would want to listen to them again.
And
this is one I would throw on in the car.
And why don't we hear more more of them on cabaret evenings and things.
was
Do you know what I
thinking
mean? I was
that,
thinking, why have I
yes.
never heard this in a review?
Like, the cast
You know.
should add these to their
Yeah.
repertoire because they are great
I want to hear
numbers
them in
and they
concerts,
perform them really
like,
well.
And I never have, which is really sad.
Yes, so then
But
let's
they're all
talk
great.
about this
Let's talk about this production
then.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you want to start this
No,
off?
you go. I know
Okay.
you've got a lot to say.
So it doesn't quite work. And there's something about it. I guess a piece is made up of acts, is how we kind of say the peril comes in. We introduce characters, peril comes in, then by the third act,
Resolution.
it's kind of, what's going to happen? It's make or break, what's going to happen? Everything grinds to a halt, and it's very emotional. And then we end up correctly. I think what happened was, when we got to the third act, that kind of slow pace was where we were from the beginning.
Yeah.
It never really got out of that. So by the time we got to the third act, for me, everything ground to a complete halt. I was confused as to what this was. Because there are times when the sentimental moments were really there and the true grip of the situation was there, and yet there are moments in the first and second acts, if you were to talk it like that, the peril and the drama wasn't there. It's almost quite flippant, and I was thinking, are we sending this up? I'm sure I'm meant to feel something here. Like there's a moment where the ugly sisters suddenly throw up the rent, for example, and there's real peril. He's got to pay the money back within 12 hours.
How's he going to
What's going to
keep
happen?
his livelihood
And it was
his
so
life?
flippant.
Yeah,
It's
it
like,
just didn't feel like,
well,
yeah.
oh right, well, what are we doing next? And I was thinking, well, hang on, either we're sending this up as a kind of Cinder Panto and everything's up, or we need to feel the peril, there's threat.
And we've got to feel on side with him and
it
wonder
was
where
never
it's going to
quite
go.
there.
And it's never, God, how are we going to get to those situations? My life has really taken a turn here, and I'm scared for my future, and I just didn't feel like anyone was too worried, and as a result I didn't care where they were going.
And then by the time they did in part 3, because it was so whatever, it just really then grew into a complete halt. I was like, come on, push, drive the narrative, people. Plus for me, there was real energy in the bows, and the whole cast were moving, and suddenly I was like, wow, this is great.
This is what they're capable of.
This is what they're capable of, and the musical numbers never quite hit that moment in terms of their staging.
They were
Quite
never given
often,
those opportunities to shine until it was too late.
the main vocalists are kind of looking at each other, moving around, and all the ensemble are dancing really well around them, but they're not together. It just lacked something in terms of the movement and choreography.
And I think I would lay that responsibility at the director's door, because, like you said, when they did get those opportunities to do those things, they did them really well.
Yes, they're capable.
They're capable.
Like, they all danced at the end. I was like, so they can move.
Yeah.
So why haven't they been
before?
given choreography?
Yeah.
Even if it's just the two of the kind of ugly sisters with their great numbers, why are they just selling them as them?
Yeah.
Why aren't they doing set moves and moving with the company and all those numbers? Or whatever. It just lacked a degree of creativity, which is a real shame when the story is so good, the cast is so good, and the music is so good, but it just lacked that presentation finesse.
Absolutely.
For me.
And for me, just lacked an understanding of those elements that take up a dramatic piece of art. You know, when you've got that real sort of, you can have the audience in the palm of your hand. You've got these opportunities with the script, and you're just throwing it away. What a shame. Let's move on to the cast.
Yes,
though.
let's
move. I think there's nothing I can add to what you
No.
said particularly.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
that's
you
good.
say no, there's
no,
not.
you can't.
You can't. I'm sorry, I've done it.
You can try, but it's not going to happen.
I've done it. So let's just say, I think Luke Bayer is perfectly cast in this.
Yep.
I think he has come into his absolute element here. He was born to play the role of Robbie, and I loved every single thing that he did. He's vocal. I mean, he's queen of the
clean.
riffs, isn't he, as well? Like, he's riffs and he hits every note. He's so precise, and his acting in this was some of the best that I've seen him do, because I think he clearly felt a connection with his character, and I believed that.
Yeah, believed it. There were some of the numbers, a couple in the first and second act, which were just beautiful to hear, and I would want to hear him sing them again and again and again.
He's
There's
great.
beautiful duets. There's a really nice duet about people meeting on the internet, in the ether, whatever that song was. It's a brilliant song. You should go and look it up. It's a brilliant duet. Anyway,
I'm
moving
trying
on.
to find what that's
He
called now.
was really good.
Was it
See, there's also a song called
Gypsies of the Ether. Is that one?
Gypsies of the Ether, look at that. This is just an example. I'm going back a bit. There's a song called Spin, and it's talking about political spin and how you can spin stuff. And I was thinking, why aren't they spinning? This is so dry. They should be spinning and it should be happening. And yeah, it wasn't. They were just moving around. So pedestrian.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not on that
We've
anymore.
moved on from production.
We're going on to cast members.
Let's
Who
talk
else?
about Millie O'Connell in the role of Velcro. Millie O'Connell, of course, coming off the back of Six. It's really nice to see her in something else, which is a complete departure from Anne Boleyn.
I really liked her vocals in this because her songs in Six are kind of more like
Lily Allen.
Yeah, a bit Lily Allen, but
Lily Elliott.
She has
Billy's older sister.
She actually has got a really nice voice.
Yeah.
And this show really shows that off with beautiful harmonies that move. Along with Luke Bayer, they sounded great together.
She's a believable fag hag. I mean, I could believe that every gay would want to go out on the town with Millie O'Connell, right?
Yep.
So,
however, for the both of them, Luke and Millie, I thought as if they were under-directed. They should have been told to drive and pick it up, energy, push through, take us with it. And it was just very laid back to me. Not their fault.
yeah.
But hey,
What we've said about this and what we took the conversation we had in the interval off camera, unfortunately, was we could see this really well staged as an alternative pantomime where the two ugly sisters are played panto dame style, perhaps played by men or maybe one of each, and really sending up that style, like that Cinderella story. The ugly sister characters here, played by Michaela Stern and Natalie Harmon, had got good material to work with, but I didn't feel they'd been allowed the space to really make it their own.
I don't know, I think they did. I just thought as if the director relied on them. He thought, do you know what, they're really good, they can just sell it. And that was a bit lazy for me. I think you need to do more than you're really good, just sell it. Move over there, sing out there, sing to each other there, do a good laugh there, because they did that really well. But it just lacked production creativity for those numbers, because they've got some great stuff to work with. Their numbers are great,
and they should
sung
be
them
hilarious.
really well.
They didn't bring the house down here though, but why?
No.
Again, direction. Also, really nice to see Ben Darcy again. We loved him in Eugenius.
We are so biased because
we're
of
big
his
fans.
chiseled body, his attractive face.
I mean, he is gorgeous. It does help, but he
He's
moves
talented.
really well, and he's really talented, and it's nice to see him. And he gets his kit off, so that's one for the guys and gals, the gays and gals.
Absolutely. I think that's the cast is great.
The ensemble are really
sound
good. Yeah.
They move well together.
Yep.
They bring their individual characterizations to certain parts. They're doing a lot.
Yeah.
And they do what they are given. They do their all.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's wrap it up. So, for Soho Cinders here at the Charing Cross Theatre until late December, up to Christmas, we are going to give 3
stars.
Great score, great script. Production is a little bit lacking, unfortunately. Energy drops off the edge of a cliff at times. I was glad I had a coffee in the interval just to get me through some of those scenes which should be gut-wrenching and should be punchy and just lacked a huge amount of pace.
Not quite the golden triangle for us. Great cast in parts. I guess we haven't spoken about everybody, but we don't need to.
No.
But the score is the thing to come for, really.
Yeah.
And some of
here
those
it's sang
songs
well.
being sung really well. To experience the story if you don't know it, it is real creative, as we've said.
Yes, as a story.
As a story.
But do you know what? That's just what I think.
Oh my goodness, and that's totally just what I think.
What do you think? We'd love to hear from you. Please comment down below if you've seen it here, if you know the songs, or if you saw it back in 2012 at the Soho. We'd love to hear from you. Also, check us out on Instagram, because we live streamed the finale of this, and I popped that onto the story. So,
and if you followed us, you would have seen it.
Yeah, you would. You should. We're the Breaker Leggers.
And we'll see you again soon.
Bye.